All right. Hi, everybody. Lux the Gray here. Thank you for joining me today again. This is actually my second or third video today. I've just been in the mood for RPG related content. So, this video will be about dice oracles. I've done this kind of video before, but more of a blend between paper oracles and dice. However, I've been in this strange, not a writer's block, but like a kind of it's a balancing act between using analog oracles on paper compared to just using dice and my imagination. Now, with solo RPG, solitary RPG, there is a level of creativity you have to have. And I feel like for me, it's been hit and miss, in my opinion. And that's because I can be overly critical on myself. Like I always say, don't do that to yourself when you play solo RPGs. Now, to help me with the storytelling or with the setting of the campaign or whatever video I'm doing regarding solo RPGing, I will use an oracle, which is quite literally the mechanic when you solo RPG to emulate a a a dungeon master, a game master, what have you. So, to this moment, at the time of this record, my favorite oracle I like to use, whether it's on or off camera, is the percentile D100 system. It's just a fluctuating percentage, the chance of success, whether it's a yes or no, rolling it, and then rolling within that window of chance, that chance window. So I've done it before hundreds of times, but if you're not familiar with it, let's say our character just has to cross it. I use this example a lot. Just has to cross a bridge, but the bridge looks very frail, old. It's made of wood. There's vines holding up, but maybe a lot of the planks look like they are torn, worn out because of weather, you know, natural uh, nature, Mother Nature's had its way on it, anything like that. But your character is a hardened adventurer and is very agile and brave. So that has an effect on the number. For anything you're not sure on, whether when it's a question outside of your player character's control, when it's not DC related, that's a question for the Oracle. And I like the percentile system because it involves your creativity, imagination, along with a window of chance. So for things you don't know, it's usually defaulted at 50%. If you roll at 50 or below, it's a yes on the question. Above it, 51 or higher, it's a no. There are ways of adding some flair to it. When you want more pieces of flair, you can roll within 10% of either or, and it's a strong yes or no. So 40% to 50 is a strong yes. 51 to 60 is a strong no. Or you can do it on the other sides of the spectrum. 1% to 10 is a strong yes. 90 to 100 is a strong no. It really depends. It doesn't really matter because you still have the same chance, one out of a, well, 99 or 100 or so, of rolling that number. Now, so with the example I set forth from previous, I would say my character would have a 60% chance. Well, I shouldn't ask in the character. That would be a DC. That would be a skill check. But um, if it was just a question for the game setting, for the world setting, is that bridge old? Just to set up the scene itself, I would say 75% chance. So I can use my new little dice cup here. 75% chance, and we rolled a 96, which is a no. It's not a strong no, but this bridge looks like it was recently constructed within the last few months, maybe within the last year, or the weather here is not too harsh. So the bridge is old, but it doesn't look like it's damaged. This could be a question for the Oracle, for the world itself. Another question is, we can ask if the gem we found um, belongs to someone we know based on the story, just a random question. So I'm going to say if the gem is a quest item, that's a strong 80% chance. So I have to roll within the 80. And look at that. It's a strong no. We found someone, 86%. We found someone else's gem. Doesn't belong here. It's just a random item we found. So it doesn't belong. It's a quest item, but actually it doesn't belong to said character that we know. It could be belong to someone else. So it could be a plot twist, etc. That's basically how it works. So that's the percentile system dice. There are other methods. This one is really good for getting a strict yes or no answer. There is no maybe. If you roll the number on the dot, then you can consider that a very exceptional yes with an extra benefit, aside from the two I mentioned when it's within 10% of either yes or no. The other one I like to use from time to time is the D6s, the 2D6. I talked about this before, so this could be a rinse and repeat. But if my previous videos haven't hit out there, maybe this will. Blue is yes, red is no. If whichever one rolls higher is the winning answer. So, simple one. Yes or no. Is my character unconscious? I just got hit with a bat. I was unaware of it. You can do a DC roll, but just for example, is my character, let's say, maybe instead of is my character unconscious, because that would be a skill check to survive it using, I don't know, willpower, if those maze rats, but we could ask, were we hit in the head by a local, a person who lives in the area? I'm going to say that's a likely chance. So I would add an extra blue, an extra yes. Then we roll, and look at that. Even with the advantage of the four, it is not a local. The no is the victor on that one. If it is unlikely, I add an extra no. So are my shoes actually shoes? So stupid questions like that can get answered like this. It's a no. I'm not actually wearing shoes. I'm wearing pieces of paper. Any question you can think of, whether doesn't matter. That is the other oracle I like to use. 50-50 questions, like the one I mentioned earlier about 50%, I can use just the two dice, and look at that. That's a maybe. That's obviously a consequence. It's neither yes or no. It's a maybe. That's a downside to my 2d6 um, oracle. You can get equals quite often compared to just a percentile. So then we get in the realm of dice specific oracles. So I'm gonna pull up my tray here. You can probably see it off camera. But I've invested a little money into dice that are created, custom dice that have subject matter on them. They're not numbers, but these dice are tailored for practically almost anything general in context. So I don't use them a lot. Regrettably, I don't use them. This is my first set. I have another column over here. But these are custom dice. This one, I think, is critical rolls, either critical failures, stun, weapon damaged, minor penalties, item damage. Looks like this could be critical failures, weapon stuck. These are reactions. Benevolent. I've used this before in a much earlier video. Welcoming, uninterested, angry. We have location of hit marker, upper, lower, center. You can even do positions of items with this, like where are we looking for the crystal? Is it going to be, just roll it, and this magical crystal we're looking for is the upper region of the dungeon, or it's on the ceiling somewhere. This is another hit marker location. A lot of these dice are from different packages. They're not from the same buy. This is more locations, head, torso. Then these ones here are, this one here is part of a pack in the other case, but this one is item type. So loot. See death, looks like a magical item. A sword. No, I'm sorry, that's a flail. Or spike ball. Armor, a bow, shield, stuff like that. Then you have, I think these are traps. So no trap, snare, pierce, like something fires out of the wall, a sonic, some kind of field, energy fields, a saw, a slash, trap types. More locations. This one's a variant of the other one we saw. Now this one was part of a GM toolkit. I think this is all just make sure it's not being get lost. I think this one's part of this. So these are more text based. So medium loot, hordes rolled thrice, medium large loot, special item. I do like this one. That's a personal favorite of mine. Weather is also a good one. I have more weather dice over there. Bright, overcast, fair. This is the same one we looked at before. This one is, I think, encounters. We have, yeah, encounter difficulty hard, encounter difficulty medium, uh, persons, environment obstacle, no encounter, encounter difficult easy. This would be good for probably dungeons. This one's a D, looks like a D10. This one says attacking. This is motive, I believe, or interaction with a NPC or party. Attacking, friendly. So this would be good for encounters if you're encountering travelers, perhaps land travel. So let me remove this for a second. This other pack I have was part of an online buy. I think it's going to be these four you're looking at right now. Yep. So these four are smaller, so and they're strictly based on images, no text like the other ones. So these ones here have mostly text with a graphic associated with it. This one, besides the weather, is text. These four are images only. This is for designing a dungeon. It gives you just paths, rooms, entryways, stairs. This is landmarks inside of the dungeon of the rooms you're designing. There's a staircase, there's a bed, there's a fireplace, there's a table, a statue, freestanding, a waterfall, or a fountain, etc. These are hex crawl textures, trees. You have, it looks like there's a volcano, mountains, hills. Uh, I believe this is grassland. That looks like grassland right there. Forest, town, a lake, more trees, stuff like that. A cave. So definitely good for a hex call. And like I said, surprised I don't use these quite often. Then this one was its own style compared to the loot one for for items. So we have helmet, weapon, jewelry, gems, rings, potions, currency, loot, scroll, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So that's these four. Now this other slightly more fancy looking are my fourth look collection here. So I'm trying to keep these all together, but when I put them back, they get kind of jumbled up again. But obviously before I start recording, I have these prepped for whatever adventure I'm doing. These are my least favorite. I got these online some time ago when I started doing solo RPGing, and it was like $10. But these ones kind of blend in really well with the dice, so it gets a little hard to see. But I believe these are locations. They have different textures on them. Again, this one's my least favorite. So this is enemy type. You have our character type. I think this is weather, sunny, snow, sunny. Looks like this dusk or sunrise. So yeah, this one here, which is item, I believe, loot. This one is, I believe, location. I saw a temple there in a second. Then this final one is going to be, I'm not too sure actually. Animal, creature, enemies, encounters. So yeah, like I said, I don't like these fancier ones too often. So the main reason why I'm doing this video is because I came across another pack of Oracle related dice. More weather. Now, obviously I have weather dice. I have this one here. I have weather in the other pile we just mentioned. What would I need more for weather dice? These ones seem to be accustomed to season. So the green I'm thinking is going to be spring. Summer can be orange. Winter is blue. Red is just maybe the middle of the summer. Black will be at night. Maybe white is winter. Blue can be fall. Again, it's really how I line these up. If I were to line them, maybe this would be nighttime weather. This would be daytime weather. Orange, white can be winter. Blue can be perhaps fall. Red is summer. Spring is green. That's perhaps how I can decipher this. But obviously, you have different. See, it's like cooking sun weather like that. Fall. These can be interchangeable if you want. You have cold rain, different seasons, different templates, perhaps. Grassland, desert, maybe forest, tundra, lightning. There is lightning snowstorms. That does exist. Daytime, again, these can be interchangeable. Even this could be, that might actually makes more sense. So um, it's just kind of it's just kind of hard to, yeah, forest, perhaps desert. Blue can be, I don't know, out in the waters. Orange can be, it's hard to say. These are interchangeable, but daytime, nighttime. So if we're rolling, how is the weather going to be at night? It's going to be partly cloudy, and obviously that's not a sun. Or that's not a moon. That's a sun. But really, we can mess these around during play. So those are my Oracle dice, and I don't use them often. I probably should because I'm realizing now that uh, some of these are really good, especially these ones. But in the event, I do like. I think my favorite out of all of these is probably going to be the loot dice, and then perhaps the reaction encounter dice. Weather dice is pretty good. Then we have the actions of the encounter. This one, as far as stun or like effects of a failed critical hit, you could use. So, so I hope this helped define some of my preferred favorites. There are other methods. You um, haven't shown everything I have, but I do have some dice that are more location hit markers in red and black. So I do have these, but those are from a separate game I bought. And I also have the Fate dice, which I'm not too much of a fan of as far as using for orc, because it's positive and negative, so you kind of have the equal chances either or. So those are maybes. You can do again a positive outcome. That's how you can perceive that. It's probably more so world building questions. There's a negative outcome, so obviously I have options. I think I'm looking at my other dice. I forgot I had these. I believe these are based on a game. They're not Oracle related questions. Yeah, these are from a separate game. So, but yeah, that's it for the video, guys. Just wanted to go over dice specific oracles, and obviously, if you want, in the comments, you feel free to share your own preferences and how you use if you use dice oracles, unless you use paper specific that have built-in oracles like this one that's for Mordborg. That's great too. Obviously, I've used I have a few. I know I wasn't going to talk about these, but um, my favorite, I think, on and off, is the one-page Mythic, which has a percentile system that is similar to my own basic percentile system. But this one has the actions and descriptions you can really expand on when you have a question. So, um, again, I'm being a hypocrite here. I just said I wasn't going to use this, but just to expand on my existing, um, let's move these dice out of the way. In my existing D100 system, you can use this or sometimes I just use the descriptors. So we run into my character, let's say, runs into a group of bandits. How are these bandits going to react? Well, what are they going to do, and have they been doing? So what are they going to do when they see us? 93. That's stop. They're stopping what they're doing, and then what were they doing beforehand? 40. They were they were heavy. They were lifting something heavy. They were stealing something out of back of a wagon or out of a house. So that's how you can use description actions and descriptions to kind of expand on your first initial roll. You can use this. I do like this system here, but in a sense, mine takes this and kind of bends it around to more of a fluid Oracle. Like I had just moved the number around more specifically, more targeted. This one has these set numbers, and you have smaller windows for success and exceptional yes or exceptional no with the general yes or no and 50-50. There is no maybe. That's why I do like the D100 overall compared to my other backup D6 system. But that's one page mythic. So this we found. I think I can get this for free. I don't remember. Had this for a while. But in any event, that's really it for the video, guys. Thank you for watching as always, and I'll see you next time on my channel.